Welcome, everybody, to the VAIL VRML Season 1, Week 8. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's, and I am your sole conductor in today's journey into the VAIL top tier. A huge matchup this afternoon with a lot of hype votes on it. AESIR versus 8 Basils. AESIR 6-0 so far in Season 1. Undefeated. 100% win rate, 8 Basils, 5-2, a solid win record, but very likely the toughest challenge for 8 Basils coming up here in the season. And a lot of folks very interested to see how AESIR is going to take this challenge. 8 Basils had a couple of rocky games here and there. I think they had a few losses against a few round losses, 9-5. They won all 3 maps, I suppose, in their last game. But either way, they are number 3 in the NA ladder. And so if there's ever a squad that's going to be able to contest AESIR, it is going to be 8 Basils. And I'm super excited for this one. We've got the players in lobby ready to go for map number 1. And we're going to be diving in shortly. You're seeing there's some actually highlights there. A great matchup that we just dove into yesterday, Global Dystopia and Rect. You can catch that video live, or the VOD from the live vid in the live category right now. And yeah, that was a fantastic series. I do recommend you check that one out if you haven't already. This one, though, I think is going to be superior. I do think it has potential to be even more hype than Global Dystopia and Rect. Yesterday, those were, again, 2 top teams, number 2 versus number 9, I believe. I think this matchup almost more even a predicator, a precursor to what could be at VRML Con. You know, both of these squads very well could be the 1 and 2 that come out on top of the postseason and get flown out to play live on stage at VRML Con 2024. It is an exciting time again if you're going to be a VR esports player, and I cannot wait to get into that postseason and get into those moments where the pressure is on and that $10,000 prize pool is on the line. There's a lot to be competing for right now if you're a high tier VAIL player, and it makes watching that much more hype because you know there's a lot on the line. That pressure, very much something at the back of everyone's mind. And I do think we are going to be diving into map number 1 here as the lobby has begun, so do bear with me as I deal with my technical sides of it. Make sure we dive in right away and don't miss any of those early pistol shots like we did last map. I do believe we're in. And we are ready to go for round number 1. And our first map of the day is going to take us to Suna. Suna? I don't know. Someone's going to give me the proper terminology, I'm sure. And just in time for map 1. Look at that. Perfect sync. Right into it. Ooh, a little bit of a... Oh, I gotta make sure I have the team names right here.
Get ready.
And I do. AESIR on the defense. 8 Basils on the attack to open up map 1 between these top tier teams. I'm really excited to get a look at what AESIR is capable of in VAIL. We get our first little exchange. Nade comes up and over. Doesn't quite catch. That was Mad Dog on that far side. Look at the aggression coming in from Kleb as they get caught out for it. A 1-for-1 trade, though. Mad Dog and Kleb both finding each other with nades as the full course push is coming in here. Nice frag over the top that does shift off. For now, a tech dive, but a good swing. Well timed. Frag goes up over the top. Inside the smoke, an all-out brawl occurs as 1 comes out. 3 enter, 1 comes out. Skyla still alive. Into the 1v2. very patient tuck in here from AESIR, not overextending, understanding the danger as they do commit, but the double stack should work well for them, not going in one at a time. Neither connecting. Skylar does go down half health, so some bullets do connect. A nice drop down from Skylar does catch Julian, and it leaves us into a 1v1. The final connection coming through from Tech9, and it's AESIR with 1 point on the board in map 1. Remind myself to get into the replays. Cut a bunch of them yesterday. We'll be sure to get plenty of good ones from today, I'm sure. The rain of grenades going to be a key element from both of these teams. We definitely saw it coming in from Wrecked yesterday. And a little smoke to allow Tech9 the cross, but the setup very much seems to be over towards B site instead. Skyla, Akari, and Arrival all here to push. Clev will catch Mad Dog. There's a fight up through the center that Nero will go down for. Potbot will go down from, but here comes the push in from Akari. B side is in their control. Look at the counter nades flying in up over the top. None are going to connect. Scanner hasn't gone down, but they have the opportunity. Arrival is suddenly alone. They'll find the head of Tech9. 1v2, definitely doable here with Arrival. No utility left. That push up will cost them as Julian catches the head, and AESIR. Jumping for joy. Their first 2 rounds on cast in the VRML season. 2 wins. See if they can continue that momentum going into round 3. As 8 Basils has a quick push that's going to catch Orzo out. A nice counter frag. That's a double. And a beautiful toss that ends in a triple from Clev. A devastating counter there. That leaves Arrival and Potbot alone. And a 2v4, making it a 2v3. A nice swing out on the side there of that smoke from Arrival. They're going to look for another, but they can't find it. Nero will scoop it up and off of a massive frag. Oops, I just clipped the end of that. Well, the triple kill that opens things up from Clev there. Absolutely setting themselves up nicely for a 3-0. And that is one way. I mean, that really was a good opener. The beautiful frag over the top to start that B-side push. And Arrival barreling forward here. Trying their hand at A. Oh, that's a real nice bounce nade that doesn't catch anyone defending on the backside of A. Stacked up here. As that smoke dissipates, their timing. They're stalled out, and there's a double from Julian down the long lane, and the final kill getting scooped up. And a complete denial of entry from the 8 Basils squad. AESIR are up 4-0. Dancing still as they go up into this early lead, and their defensive half certainly looking good. 8 Basils having a hard time breaking through these defensive lineups. It's going to be a bit of a faster push that's going to come through here from Akari as they fly out of the smoke. They can't find what they're looking for, though. There is some opening. A nice frag from Tech9. They're going to swing looking through the shots through the smoke. Those don't connect. The frag over the top from Clev. The double. And just like that, as the artillery rains, AESIR put 5 on. And 8 Basils continue to struggle against the utility that is coming through from this AESIR team. The grenades are on display today from Clev. They are 10 and 3 right now. Battling over B long, and Akari gonna open it up. Doesn't need a frag. Catches the kill. A nice smoke. Double smoke. There's the counter frag that comes in that Clef caught a triple with last time. A little bit more cautious of it now. As Nero's trying to fend off the swing. Picks up one. Can't get the second. B is open for a scanner plant. And for the first time, I think all series, 8 Basils have a player advantage. The scanner, for the first time, gonna go down as Akari shuts down a rotation. And we're into a 1v2. Julian gonna have to clutch things up for Rayev here. Oh, and that smoke just doesn't quite give away their position. Doesn't quite catch them out with the coughing. Julian is gonna be able to push up relatively undetected, but they're not ready for Skylar to pop up, play peekaboo, and catch the final kill. And we do have Basils on the board. Took a couple of rounds, but they managed to get one on their offensive set here. There's still a few more rounds left in the half to go, so they can get a couple of more here. And I mean, maybe now is the time. That was a solid round. That was essentially the setup they had the round before, but Clev caught a triple kill, and everyone went bye-bye on that B site. B worked once, why not try it again? A little bit of distraction. Mad Dog up the middle does go down to Clev, holding things down, and now Clev going to disperse a hail of grenades using their utility from their downed opponent. None of it does connect, though, and Arrival catches a kill. Down B mid, able to go through the smoke, push up to be another scanner plant. 8 Basils starting to find their footing as Clev turns it into a 3v3. Clev on a long rotation here. Oh, and now giving away. Saw the pop-up. Time is ticking. 25 seconds. They're going to have to move. Gonna try and disrupt them, make them shift out with a knife throw over the top. That doesn't connect, and whoa, Arrival springs up for a double. Pops through the smoke, and a nice pickup. It's a 1v1. Julian could clutch this with 8 seconds left. They push up. They take a body full of bullets, and Akari finishes the job. The timer would have done it if he didn't. And another point into Basils on the half. Solid job bouncing back in these later rounds. Can very well come out of this 5-3. Which, obviously would be ideal, but to be determined. Are they going to push A again? Yeah, and if they are, we are seeing a 3-stack here. I think we were only seeing 2 earlier. Clev going to continue to hold down mid. And Julian just waiting for what has been a successful push. Spot Julian out, and Julian goes down in a trade that ends in a 1-for-2, a net positive. B wide open, and 8 Basils can push in here. Nice smoke. Good frag over the top, almost catches the rotation. In the meanwhile, a firefight as Clev kills themselves. We can't catch that in time, and ooh, a rotation completely off of B to A because A has been secured by Podbot for several seconds now, maybe almost almost a full minute they've had AESIR, and the scanner has arrived. Should be able to get it down, get themselves the clock ticking, and this is 5-3. Unless Tech 9 Jr. has something to say about it. The 1v4 clutch is needed here as we go on board Tech. See if they can do it, and they're not ready. For Podbot, the duo there catches him out, and a nice bounce back from the 8 Basils squad. Very well done. 3-5 against AESIR, no less. AESIR, a team that was in a 5-point rhythm. That's, yeah, solid shutdown coming in there from the 8 Basils squad. And it's what you'd expect out of the number 3 team in North America. Going up against number 1. AESIR is undefeated so far in the regular season. It doesn't mean they don't lose. They lose rounds. I think they've lost maps, but they have not lost the series yet. Ooh, and that's a good nade over the top that almost catches Clev out. Kari gonna try once more, but sticking around too long cost them their life. A beautiful counter from Arrival. It keeps it even for a 4v4. And up through the middle could be where the action's happening. B site definitely seems to be the plan, though, as Clev runs into the first bit of resistance. That nade rolls to the foot of Arrival, and Arrival has to push forward to the battle with Julian. The reload takes some time, and Julian's able to pop out, but not before losing a few of their teammates on the backside. A 1v3 on the B side push is in order. If that nade was any farther, maybe it could have caught Mad Dog out. Try and get the scanner down under smoke, and Mad Dog nicely reads that. Beautiful opener for Basils. They are right back into this series. 4-5. Pistol round in their hands. What's the play from AESIR? It looks like it's got to be something that's going to throw off this 8 Basils team. I would imagine something well practiced and well rehearsed. As Arrival throws some counter utility, and Clev does push very aggressively. Mad Dog will find the impact. Nero is there fighting, and here comes the push onto B. A nice counter frag that does some damage, buys some time, but not enough. B is completely pinched by the likes of AESIR. There's one on the back end on Mad Dog holding the line, but they'll go down to Tech 9. And Podbot, who is still over at A site, has a long rotation ahead of them. A good nade toss that does almost catch Julian. Yeah, but under the smoke, Julian will get the scanner down, and Tech 9 going to be the one that finds action first as Podbot. A nice flash over the top onto Tech. A good counter nade that does push Tech back into the corner. Podbot going to try their hand at pushing for B site in the 1v3. No utility in front of them. Tech very tucked in. Pod catches one, but not 2 or 3, and a nice re-peek from Nero. Stops the bleeding for AESIR, puts them back on the board. That was 4 rounds in a row from 8 Basils before AESIR were able to get another one. But they do. And we go right in to round 11. And what is a stellar opening map here between these two teams, if you are just tuning in. We gotta cut more replays because there has been several. We might have one here. As Arrival catches Clev, and the double coming through on the other side of the map. Julian opening up for B and catching a frag deep into the corner onto Mad Dog, but Akari is also here, and the rest of the 8 Basils defense is swinging back over to B site to reinforce Akari, so there is not going to be an easy push here for Julian. They do need to get rid of Akari, but that doesn't happen, and back and forth we go. 8 Basils putting 5 on the board for map 1. Like I said, this could be a predecessor, a preview, if you will, a taste of what could come into in VRMLCon 2024. You could see both of these teams live on stage in a matter of months, competing for a chance at that $10,000 in cash prize pool. Ooh, and down goes B site defense. Truly a rival, the only one that's really here. All the aggression up through the middle is stalling this rotation from 8 Basils from A to B. We're into a full smoke play here. Akari will go down. Nero, Mad Dog flying through. Picks up a double and a nice play, an aggressive play that gets 8 Basils back in control. Oddbot on a wild flank, picks up 2. Orzo stays alive, though, in the trade. Mad Dog will go down, and Arrival's still holding B site. Wonder if they have the accurate kill count as Skyla. Not quite full sending over to B, but the trade leaves 1 alive on 8 Basils. And we are tied up 6-6. Welcome to VRML, people. This is what I love to see. 2 top teams duking it out at a super high level in this game. Big nades, huge utility, smokes, frags. It seems almost the prioritization to smokes over the frags with some of these plays, but ooh, there's a nice open. Skylar catches Orzo trying to swing around onto B, and B is where the battlefield is. Skyla's gonna push in. They'll go down to a nade in the chaos of smoke. Doing a good job of giving away Clem swing, and that's just good map knowledge. Finds Mad Dog. Takes them out through the smoke. Smoke dissipates. Nero also scooping up a rival, and A side is in control for AESIR. It's up to Akari to clutch.
Scan started.
Round 13 for 8 Basils. They'll find Nero with no charge. Full HP still. No utility getting put down for him. But there's still a smoke in their arsenal they were able to deploy, so that does give them a little freedom on their movements. Clev takes, I think, some damage there from Julian on that frag, but Akari just blows right past Clev's defensive position. They take some shots trying to draw him out. And they are running away from Akari right now. Clev goes down. Akari cannot clutch in time, and Julian and Akari will exchange knives to wrap the round up. AESIR just barely coming out on top of that one, but they do nonetheless. 7-6, round 14. What a series we're tuning into this afternoon. So the nameplate you're seeing is not a bug. It's something that I am managing, toggling it on and off from time to time when I want to. And the first person, you're not seeing nameplates because that's our custom UI that's showing the map story instead. As Tech9 finds Akari. A battle up through the middle that ends with Mad Dog picking up the kill, and Nero going down. B site still having its own little fight here, but it is definitely a split from AESIR trying to spread out this defense, a trade up the middle. And 8 Basils in a bit of a comfortable position in comparison. A lot comes down to Orzo executing this swing cautiously and carefully. Skyla doesn't quite seem to be keyed into it, and Orzo catches one. They'll go down, though, to a nice refrag from Podbot. And now Julian into the 1v2, rotating up through mid with the frag, thinking about B. They have time to get Scanner down. They got to watch the climb up the ladder there, though. And they are a little bit worried about what they're hearing in front of them. And ultimately not too worried about Potbot, who came down B long and catches the kill. We're all tied up in map 1 here, 7-7. AESIR not exactly jumping or dancing now, as the tone seems to have changed. Well, I guess I was looking at 8 Basils there. We'll go back over to AESIR next time and see if they are still dancing. They probably are. I didn't quite expect this to be as close as it is, though. 8 Basils doing a great job of contesting AESIR this afternoon. And a nice frag up over the top. Akari trying to hold things down. A nade that's going to be perfectly placed. No, rolls just a bit far. Akari's still going to be in a very powerful spot, one that you really do want to root out with a frag because it can do stuff like that. Another nade is going to cost. Ultimately, Neuro finds the kill they need. Basils still in the advantage 4-3, but Neuro could change that quickly as Arrival is still holding down B long. Doesn't have support quite yet, but here does come the rest of 8 Basils to reinforce B site. 45 seconds left. It's a big rotation that does cost Skylar their life. Down goes Arrival. Mad Dog gonna have a big peek here.
30 seconds remaining.
And buy time, and they'll find one. Scanner's down, quickly scooped up by Clev, and they will have enough time to put that scanner down. 15 seconds left, but they get it in there. Now 45 seconds for the retake from Pot. Neuro with a slice of health. Clev ready and waiting, but Neuro hears the movements. Podbot, rather, takes the shots, and Clev will find the kill. They are still dancing. AESIR is very much still dancing and jumping. Very happy with their win as they go up 8-7. One away from taking this opening map. Very much aware of the threat of the nade, but roaming around too much gets them caught out by Neuro. Neuro almost goes down to the double nade over the top as a smoke here, denying some vision from Mad Dog, but ultimately not full vision down center lane here. Mad Dog gonna get smoked on the corner. That coughing should give away the position. Mad Dog definitely hears it, but Tech9 springs the trap out, catches the kill. Arrivals alone on B site, and they are not prepared for Neuro or Julian. A is being pushed in, and already Skyla finds themselves alone. Nobody around to help, and the map locked in by AESIR. Some celebratory dancing, some jumps, as they've got themselves their first map of the series. Pretty dang hard fought. Dare I say, pretty dang hard fought. Let me update those scores. Let me update the map. And while we wait for map 2, a quick shout out to AXLab for coming in and supporting the VRML in our preseason and season 1. A $10,000 cash prize pool on top of flying out the 2 North American finalists to play live at VRML It is a tremendous amount of support coming in from them. We really do appreciate everything they've done to help us get to this point where we're back to casting and commentating and enjoying great games. And we are not going to waste any time between map 1 and map 2. And we are going to dive right in to Miru for our second map of the afternoon. As a bit of a warm-up round here. Coming in from both squads, and round 1 starting with AESIR on defense and, or no, I had that right, didn't I? Yeah, I had it right. AESIR on the attack and 8 Basils on the defense. Frag over the top, good toss up the middle that Nero just barely avoids. Up through the center, Mad Dog's gonna find some kills. Another frag coming towards Nero, not gonna connect. Tech 9, Julian does catch a rival, trying to get aggressive up through the middle, and next gonna prompt the rotation to B-side. Clev finds another from Mad Dog. Akari finally getting involved on the 8 Basils side, but not before losing 2. And we're into a 3v3. Clev finds another with the frag up through the center. We have an all-out fight, and Clev goes down to Skyla. Skyla gonna swing with it for a second. They can't find it from Nero, and a back and forth unfolds. That leaves Akari alone in a 1v2.
Scan started.
Scanner is coming down, and Julian is going to be able to tuck in behind their smoke. Akari reading that rotation pretty well through the smoke nonetheless, but doesn't catch any shots and is going to need to get rid of Julian to be able to comfortably get rid of that scanner. So oh, and they will spot. I think Akari trying to knife them there on the backside. As interestingly, Akari ends their life, I think. Doesn't want to play out the rest of that ring around the rosy. He recognized the timing on the artifact too low. The scanner, excuse me, for them to do anything. And that is one way to let the points go to AESIR. 1-0. And a bloodbath down the center lane that Skyla is going to try and extend even further out off of. Clev still here, but staying patient. Waiting for the swing out. Will catch Skyla for their over-aggression. Didn't need to quite push out that far, but hey, could have paid some big dividends. Akari is still holding technically up through the middle and really waiting for a rival to request aid. B-site gonna be on the menu here, and a rival catches one, goes down to the nade. Another coming in from Clev over to the top, almost catches Akari. Clev dives into the smoke and tries to spring out onto Akari. And the back and forth comes in as Akari secures the round win. Gets 8 Basils early on the board this time to tie up map 1. No extended lead coming throughout the gate from AESIR, but certainly pretty dang close. And well, now there's no dancing on the. Oh, this is still like, dang it. There they are. I see them over there bouncing around. 8 Basils maybe need to try adopting some dance moves in between rounds. That'll be something to see. live on stage. Clev getting ID by their own smoke. And Mad Dog will find that frag relatively easy. Arrival does open up B, though. And another frag that'll catch Julian. Or Akari, excuse me. From Julian. In the smoke. Arrival knows it's getting scanned. Tries to disrupt, but doesn't connect the shots as Julian was tucked in just behind some planks. Clev scoops up Podbot on the rotation. The duo was holding down the scanner nicely, although Arrival and Skyla will catch one through the smoke, and it leaves Clev all alone with very little HP. Plenty of time to interrupt the scanner, but Clev catches shots through for the cover. And still advantage to Skyla. Clev's going to try it again. Skyla's out, and Clev connects. Clutches the round for their team. AESIR goes up 2-1. Just good shooting coming in from AESIR at the end of the day to lock in that round. And Clev really been on fire this series. Had 10 kills and 2 deaths. When we last checked, last map is now 8-2 on this map. Oh, and this is risky. AESIR very focused up in this middle section here, but they do catch the kills they need. Tech goes down. Another getting scooped up by Orzo, and it leaves Akari alone. They do find one, but it's only one. No, it's two, excuse me. Tech 9 also getting picked up in the middle. They're going to have to find the full ace, though. Scan going down on B, and they know a threat's still here at A. All Clev has to do is simply buy some time. Akari can't sit and wait, though, and as they try to rotate back to B, Nero catches them out. Now AESIR have themselves a bit more of a comfortable lead of 3-1 here on map 2. If you are just tuning in, we do appreciate you stopping by. Please do hit the subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate all the support that you can show us here. It is much appreciated. They've been going B for the last 4 rounds. You gotta wonder if Basils are adjusting it all to that as the push comes in. Orzo in a 1-for-1. Skyla's still alive, gets punished. Julian and the rest of the team here. The rotation is coming in, but under the smoke, Julian tries to plant. Podbot will catch the frag. They'll pick up another for their life, and it leaves Arrival into a 1v2. Scanner down on A. They have to push, and they'll go down to Clev, holding the side angle. Another kill coming in from Clev as they go up 9-2 off of that. Clev giving this signal for Julian to move forward. And seemingly using Julian like a meat shield. They'll eventually both push all the way up and run into a patiently waiting A defense. But no reads yet for 8 Basils on any real positioning. That nade, I think the first bit of utility tossed as AESIR are really shifting up the pace. I think almost every other round they've been fighting or finding kills in the first minute. Skylar gonna throw some counter nades. Neither of those connecting though. And meanwhile, over at B, Curry and Arrival are being pushed, but I did something to take away the UI. Pushed a button somewhere.
30 seconds remaining.
There it is. Apologies. Alright, sorted. And so is the round. 8 Basils. Shutting down what was a runaway train potentially from AESIR. And they've been doing a good job of disrupting AESIR's momentum. Map 1. They bounced back when they needed to, and that was a big round. 5-1 would have been rough going into the later rounds of the half, but they have a real opportunity to come out 4-4 here before swapping sides. Skyla getting aggressive and Julian picking up that frag. Mad Dog gonna try their hand at the flash around the corner and does scoop up Orzo, but the rest of this AESIR team is pushed up very far already. And B site is on the menu. Tech 9 opening up a bit of that defense there, and Akari and Mad Dog are all that's left for 8 Basils as Akari gets pressed by the entirety of AESIR. And Nero will find the double to lock in the round win. There they are. AESIR dancing. Clev still happy. They are in the lead in map 2. They are getting closer to the series win. For that grenade to be thrown. As the smoke push comes in here, Nero trying to barrel forward through and challenging Skyla. Julian catches Mad Dog out. And a 2-piece before Skyla goes down. A big swing that disrupts the rotation, and Podbot goes down. Arrival and Akari are crashing back, and Akari does scoop up a nice frag on a Nero. Arrival goes down to Clev through the center. Akari gonna have to pick up the 1-2 punch and the scanner interrupt. Gets Clev. That flash, though, is gonna stall out for some time. 25 seconds left. And Akari goes down to Tech 9 in round 8.
We're switching sides.
The half ends 6-2. And we swap sides. AESIR go on the defense. 8 Basils have a bit of a taller order ahead of them here. 5-3 is how they transferred in to map 1. 6-2 here for map 2. Barrage of B that unfolds in the favor of AESIR. Ends with 8 Basils, only with 1. And Podbot. The entirety of AESIR pushing forward. Orzo with an 8 in hand will catch Podbot out, and that is the opening round of the half. Almost the series, though, as AESIR go in to round 10 feeling confident 7-2 on their defensive half. 8 Basil's going to need to lock in in these late rounds. Akari does find the opener they need. As they push through smoke, 4 frags coming out to support. A nice flash over the top. They can swing with, and they catch 1. Can they get 2? Can they find 3? No, Clev denies that opportunity, and at the very least, 8 Basils leave Clev alone in a 1v4 with the scanner down. And Mad Dog will clean things up to keep this map going. 7-3 for 8 Basils. Keeping the dream alive, as they say. As AESIR still dancing. Still happy, still not necessarily feeling the pressure of this series, of the looming $10,000 prize pool at their back, of the opportunity to be flown out to play their finals live in VRML Con, and a nice nade that bounces and ends with a 1-for-1. Swing out from Mad Dog, scoops up another, and comes the push. Utility Julian. A bit of a counter swing. Does get blinded, but only for a moment. No Arrival or Podbot there to challenge, and now Podbot alone in a 1v2. That's a good nade. Not quite to the corner they need to, though, so they're going to follow up with another impulse. Ooh, does actually catch Julian. I didn't know if it would have the damage to it, but it does. Now they know where Nero is, but Nero's going to pop out. Scoop up the kill and push this to series points. 8-3 here in map 2 for this AESIR squad. Getting closer and closer again, like I said, to locking in the series. We'll still watch that 3rd map unfold, but a winner could be determined here this round. Look at how aggressive AESIR are getting. They are really challenging the A-side push a little bit too much. I say that as they find a double up through the center, and it is working out for them. Arrival, Skylar Podbot Arrival does catch 1-2. A nice double kill on the backside.
Scan started.
Going to allow the scanner to get down and Tex alone in a 1v3. The over-aggressive strategy not necessarily paying off. They're trying something new, but it was different. And they do get punished. Just a touch. One more round as Basils go up 8-4. AESIR not necessarily about concerned too much about a large win or loss, as they are pretty securely in first at this stage. 6-0 in the regular season. Just past Akari as Akari barrels forward. Goes down to Orzo and a double for Orzo. Can they make it a 3rd? They can, but not the Quadra. Thankfully, Skyless shuts it down. A nade that beautifully is tossed from Clev catches them out, and Podbot is alone in a 1v4. Entirety of AESIR pressing them, and AESIR lock in a 2nd map in the series. And a excellent series that we have tuned into here this afternoon. I think we're just going right into map 3. I don't think we're wasting any time. And obviously it's Kitty. On board Arrival as we do go into our 3rd map. 8 Basils on the attacking set here. Tech9 finding a little bit of action through the center. Trades down Mad Dog. And Basils looking good on their push. B-side in their control, well into their control. Clev alone in the 1v4. And doesn't get past the first one of the 4. Has 8 Basils. Should I have that right? Yeah. Lock in there. I think the second or third time they've had a lead this series. I think they had it once or twice in map 1. Don't know that they ever got it in map 2. They were tied 1-1 in map 2. But they're in the lead. And map 3 here. Again, the series already decided, so AESIR gonna take the win. Tech9 catches a nice drag on the Mad Dog. Smoke is out, shots are in, the push does come through. Another good frag over the top that doesn't quite connect. And through the smoke. And in the smoke, an all-out fight unfolds. Oops, if I open up the EA Play menu somehow, don't ask me how we did that. How does this keep happening? Oh, I'm pressing, I got it. We're learning. Just like I'm sure some folks at home are learning some strats today. Ooh, and Akari could have a nice peek here. Does catch Nero out. Clev alone, scoops up pod, needs 2 more. Has a lot of ground to cover. 35 seconds left. Scanner in Skyla's hand, who's just arriving at B. So that should get down in time. Can't connect onto the headshot to Akari. Basils up 2-0 on map 3. Oops. Scores now because I messed up. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Was it 9-4 map 2? I'll be corrected in the chat, I'm sure. Nice shots there through that cover from Podbot to catch Orzo out up through the middle. Tech9 over the top does go down to Pod again. Push coming in onto Julian here. Really nice read through the flanks there, and the double from Julian. AESIR finally on the board. Back to jumping. Basils really came in strong this afternoon. Map 1 was an impressive accomplishment from them going up against this AESIR team. And map 2 didn't look too bad either. And map 3, they definitely looked strong. So, you know, if it came down to this, it would have been very interesting to see if they would have still had this 3-0 opener. Scan goes down on B, leaves Nero, just Tech9 actually, alone in the 1v3, trying to push back towards B's site. And another point. Locked in by Basils. Their first 2-point lead against AESIR as they go up 3-1 in this final map. I do see some confusion in chat. Why are we still watching the third map? We allow communities to vote on certain rules. And it does mean that between different games, certain rules are different. We're working on making that more clear in our rules from game to game. But it does mean that in this case, the third round does get played out, and the points secured influence how much a win or loss matters. So right now, 8 Basils really want to get this third map so that they can minimize the damage done, so that they can minimize how effective the win is here. That AESIR have already secured. If AESIR can win a third map, then it means that their win will be even more impactful and the loss to Basils will be more impactful. So it's a different way of approaching your third map. Some communities don't like to play that third map. They're not necessarily used to it and can sometimes feel hard to get through if you're the losing team. But other communities like to play that third map out. It does still keep that third map somewhat competitive because the rounds still do have an impact on the end result of the win or loss, but it's not going to change who won or lost. As AESIR wake up a bit here on this third map. Site has been working pretty good for 8 Basils so far, so no surprise. Mad Dog is confidently pushing it here as Akari catches out Julian on a rotation. Orzo is suddenly alone in a 1v5. Nothing going the way of AESIR on this round. Getting caught out on the A-side push. Podbot will find the final kill they need for Basils to retake the lead in map 3. Into our final round of the half we go. Holding the center smoke, but Akari will fly out of it for a successful kill, make it a successful double. Webb able to get things back in order along with Orzo and leaves Mad Dog pretty close. A fight in the middle, very likely to unfold, and Orzo catches Mad Dog. Checking a different angle, AESIR continue to jump for joy. Oh. Premature AESIR win. Apologies there. Back to it. They won the round and tied the half, but they have not won the map quite yet. That still is up for contest as we do swap sides. And 8 Basils into the defense. AESIR on the attack, able to set the pace. 1 for 1. Up through the middle. Scanners went down for a sack, but Cleb able to pick it right back up. Clev having a very serious discussion in the corner. Clev telling him to be quiet and pointing. Clearly the information was conveyed as Julian catches the kill. Mad Dog is still here, though. Ooh, and is given away there. Position maybe even challenging for it. The knife comes up and over, but won't catch Mad Dog. Another going over again, doesn't catch Mad Dog. Ooh, and the double barrel coming in as Skylo holds down B. Julian is alone, scanner in hand. Scanner should go down A. Skylo's hoping that there's going to be a push B. But when it doesn't come, there's only 14 seconds left. Yeah. The assumption is accurate. And Julian staying in smoke. Very clearly, or at least audio-wise, giving away their position here. Oh, and with Julian crossing, they have some info. They got a knife in hand, so I think they're going to go for the knife toss. They missed and try to one-hand the bullets onto Skyla. 8 Basils will interrupt the scanner. Skyla fist pumps their success. And Reed takes the lead in map 3. And it looks like a disconnect coming in on the AESIR side. Hopefully they get their 5th back in lobby soon. It is a slight advantage. That is quite the track issues Clev seems to be having here. Who knows what's going on? Nero's still fighting up through the center, though.
Seconds remaining.
Trade today that puts it 2-2. 5 seconds left. The scan gets put down. Pod finds one. Skyla looking for the final defender and is going to be right up in the face of Tech here, who has also full HP. And they'll swing out to their demise. Tech, the winner, and AESIR tying 5-5 here. Much like the rest of the series, map 3 also pretty close. Nice attempt to get the angle down onto Skyla, but does leave Clev alone, and Clev seemingly having some issues there, but Basils do put 6 on the board in map 3. Just trying to save a little bit of the voice. We got a couple of big weeks coming up for the VRML across all of the leagues. Obviously, VAIL getting closer to the end of Season 1. But a couple of others also finishing their leagues. As we will have Breachers, X8, and Onward all playing live on stage at VRML Con this year. Swing from Pod. 1.
Started.
I did just realize that AESIR do have their 5 back. Doesn't mean they're going to have an easy time here, though, as the scanner interrupt will come in from Basils.
Scan interrupted.
We'll go up 7-5 and just need one more. No, 2 more, sorry. I'm thinking. Clev getting provided some extra nades that they need to bury their way up with them. Oh my goodness, they have 5 grenades. 3 in there. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Make it 4 grenades. Clev's actually just gonna leave that one there now. There is 4, actually, that do come out. Clev catches 1. Nero pushing up, finding another. Locking it in a little bit here, but Arrival does pick. No, it goes down to Tech 9, excuse me, and Mad Dog is alone.
Started.
No easy map for Basils. Ooh, a nice toss over there from Mad Dog. They're right next to Clev, but they'll go down to the pinch. The series, again, uncontestable, has been locked in by AESIR with those 2 map wins, but we play the 3rd map out for points and to see how much the win or loss matters. So into our 14th round of map 3 we go, as Basils fight for a map here in this series. Oh, that's a good nade over the top. Goes a bit too far, though. And now we're seeing AESIR getting aggressive and playing a little bit more confident. Ooh, a nice nade there that does catch Orzo out, but Tech opens up A entirely. Scanner can go down. Mad Dog and Pod on the rotation to cover that A site.
Scan started.
And with the decent flash attempt. They find no success. Quadbot alone in their efforts in a 1v3, and AESIR tying up our third map 7-7. Take a look at the KDs. Akari, the one leading the way for AESIR this afternoon. 17 and 9. Excuse me, no, wow. I meant for Basils. Clev leading 13 and 12. Standing out here for, ooh, and going down early. Not ideal for 8 Basils. That is a good swing, and it's a double for a rival. A nice refrag there coming in from Clev. And Potbot and Skyla are alone as Potbot challenges Orzo here. Bit of a peekaboo, and Orzo will win. Skyla now has to swap over towards A site and retake into a 1v2. Full HP Orzo and Clev. Scanner still hasn't gone down, but Clev will get it down here, and eventually Skyla's going to have to push in.
Scan started.
And the 1-for-1 that puts AESIR up to map point for the third map of the afternoon. They're looking to lock in this series with all 3. Well contested by 8 Basils, though. I will say map 1 coming down 7-7 was exciting. Map 2 a little bit more of an AESIR performance, and map 3 felt like Basils were going to be able to take a map this series, but now feels like AESIR have kind of regained their rhythm. Up through the center, but we are still into an advantage. But the key fragger, Akari, is still alive and well and finds their first of 4. Almost gets hit by that knife. Finds Tech, can't find the headshots. I think they hear the footsteps behind them. I'm not sure if they do or not, but they have to get rid of Tech in front of them first. And Tech will find a 1-for-1. Skyla is still alive, swings for the double. A nice job holding things down to take it into a 1v1. 28 seconds left as Julian has to hold this down as they see, oh, through the cracks. They see Skyla swinging around, checking sight. 15 seconds left. And it may come down to just surviving. Skyla's going to have to bait out the interrupt. And since they're not committing to it, it will be the round. That's the series. That's map 3. This time it's AESIR locking in the win. Just like it was the other 3 maps. A solid performance from them overall this afternoon. Map 2 on map 3 on Kitty. And a shout out to everyone tuning in, hanging out, and enjoying the action this afternoon. I do appreciate you all stopping by and tuning in with me all through all 3 maps today. Again, a shout out to AX Labs for sponsoring us and the VRML and enabling us to do what we do here with this season and the 10,000 in cash prize pool. It's fantastic support that comes in from them. They're a stellar developer. They really care about the esports scene, and we really do, again, appreciate them supporting us in our endeavors here at the VRML. And it's going to be an incredible season finale in July, which I'm looking forward to. So do keep your eyes peeled If you haven't already, get your tickets. They're on sale right now at vrml.com/VRMLCon. Has all the details about the convention, hotel deal, everything that you will need in order to get in on VRMLCon 2024. So do not miss it. That will be it for me here, though, this afternoon. My name has been Nightfire with 2 E's. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, which will be next week, stay classy. VAIL VRML is brought to you by XLab, Exclaim, Helga, the esports manager, HyperX, ProTube VR, VR Cover. Thanks for watching VRML.